let's play this song on the blue sheet inside your program. Here comes the sun. Now, how many of us really, really don't know this song? All right? Okay, so I want to see lots of eyes and not at any of this, okay? All right. Okay, here we go. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right.
Good morning. My name is Kay Yules, and I am your trustee on duty today. On behalf of Reverend Donna and the Board of Trustees, I am privileged to welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are truly welcome here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you are meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action, every day, in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of science of mind. You'll find our declaration of principles on the back of your program. Please join me now in reading them. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. Do we have any first-timers today that would like to stand up and introduce themselves?
Yes, hi, my name is Brooks Pepper.
Hi, Brooks.
First time, actually the second time, here, for me last time.
Welcome, Brooks. Anybody else? Charlie's back. Good morning. Good morning. Anybody else? We're so crowded today, I'm surprised. Welcome, everybody. We hope you stay and after and get to know some of us, and we are glad you are here. We hope to come back again and again. I would like to thank all the people that made this Sunday celebration possible. And first of all, that's you sitting in those chairs. You know, if we didn't, if we didn't all come here, it just wouldn't be the same. And thank you for the ones who make sure everything is set up at this gathering. Please direct your attention now to the announcements that are in your bulletin. And if you're watching us online, please visit cslaz.org for announcements and our events calendar.
As Melinda said, we have 10 new members, and I want to clarify a couple of them, and that would be David and Kay, because, well, and also Christine, but they came in as members from other churches. But so this is going to solidify their being members of our church. So I'm calling forth Sherry Hartvig, Christine Norbaum, come on up. David Burke, come up and just kind of flank the flowers. Flank the flowers. Okay. Okay, David Burke. Kay Eulis, Jaya and Charlie Potter. Okay, Amy Martell and John Culver, Brenda and Jeff Beckelman. I think this is the most members we've ever taken in at one time. So, yeah, that is great. Well, it is our special privilege to welcome these 10 new members into our family. Sherry Hartvig, Christine Norman, David Burke, Kay Eulis, Jaya and Charlie Potter, John Cover, Amy Martell, Brenda and Jeff Beckelman. And we honor the commitment these 10 beautiful people have made publicly by acknowledging their desire to be recognized as members of the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. This is their outward declaration of an inner conviction that what this center teaches and represents is in alignment with their own beliefs. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said, "There is not the church and its members, but the church as its members." For our members are truly the heart, the head, and the hands of this church. Today, each of you have consciously made the decision to be an integral part of the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. In a warm, loving, divine fellowship of spirit, you are unifying with each other, with all the members of this center, and with all the centers for spiritual living throughout the world. As you join in membership, the experience of each one of us is enlarged and expanded into a greater good. As you love and serve this center in ways that are uniquely yours, you become a healing presence for all who walk through our doors. And to honor your commitment, I ask that you repeat after me. In this supportive atmosphere, I promise myself I will recognize God as the power and presence of my life. I will realize the truth of my highest self by consciously practicing the principles that I know to be true. I will release any sense of separation from the spirit of love. I will live my life with a grateful heart. There is a poem written anonymously that expresses what membership means, and I use this for every membership dedication because it's so perfect. This is my center. It is made up of people like me. It will be friendly if I am friendly. Its chairs will be filled if I fill them. It will make generous gifts to many causes if I am a generous giver. It will bring other people into its spiritual community if I bring them. It will be a place of support, faith, and love, a center with a noble spirit if I, who make it what it is, am filled with these qualities. With the power of God that indwells me, I shall dedicate myself to being all the things I want my center to be, and these things it will be. We're so grateful to each and every one of you today. Thank you so much that you have chosen our center as your spiritual home, that you're now officially a part of our family, but you always have been. So thank you so much. One picture, and then you may be seated.
And if you are joining us for the first time today, our Namaste song, "The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one." The words for that are inside the first page of your program. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one. Namaste. Namaste.
Good morning. I have to say that our practitioners, along with Reverend Donna, put together the celebration of life for Judy, and I thought it was awesome. So thank you, practitioners. Our practitioners are the healing arm of the church. We offer private sessions for a fee to help you rebalance your approach to life. Healing comes from knowing the truth, and we can help you remember that. I'm going to light the service candle. That represents the pure love and light within each one of us. And now our invocation. Let us settle into the oneness. Breathing in, I remember the truth of who I am. Breathing out, I let go of what I am not. Thank you for being here and helping us to create the sacred space, the space to connect, to appreciate, to balance all aspects of life. You are a vehicle for good. You can embody love. Let us remember, we are the oneness. We are blessed today to hear Reverend Donna's message and Heather's music, and to have our awesome practitioners with us. Thank you, everyone, for all you do, for sharing your love and this sacred space. My sharing today is inspired by the daily Om. Make all decisions from pure love, and the world will change. Love is often presented as the opposite of fear, but true love is not opposite of anything. True love is far more powerful than any negative emotions. True love, as it is the environment in which all things arise, negative emotions are like sharks swimming in the ocean of love. All things beautiful and fearful, ugly and kind, powerful and small, come into existence, do their thing, and disappear within the context of this great ocean. At the same time, they are made of the very love in which they swim and can never be separated. We are made of this love, and our life and live our whole lives at one with it, whether we know it or not. It's only the illusion that we are separate from this great love that causes us to believe choosing anything other than love makes sense or is even possible. In the relative, dualistic world of positive and negative, darkness and light, male and female, we make choices and we learn from them. This is exactly what we are meant to be doing here on earth. Underlying these relative choices, though, is the choice to be conscious of what we are, which is love, or to be unconscious of it. When we choose to be conscious of it, we choose love. We still exist in the relative world of opposites, choices, cause and effect, and we will need to make our way here, but doing so with an awareness that we are all made of this love will enable us to be more playful, more joyful, more loving and wise as we make our way. Ultimately, the choices we make will shed light on the love that makes us all one, enabling those who have forgotten to return to the source. This world makes it easy for us to forget this great love, which is part of why we are here. We are here to remember, and when we forget, to remember again, to choose love. And referring to last week's sharing, we have all created blocks that restrict the natural flow of love that live at the core of our being. Learning how to dispel the blockages that we like to deny exist is key to living with true love. The first step is to accept their existence. Then we get a sense of how much they impede our happiness. Allowing ourselves to sense our own blocks and their beginnings is the first step in releasing them. Why fight it? Be free, be happy. Be free to be a being who radiates love. And from my second favorite minister, Reverend Michelle Wadley in New Jersey, following the theme for the month, Light Within the Shadows. If we were born whole, perfect, and complete, then why the struggle? Why? There are some aspects of ourselves that have been altered due to the struggle, due to our inherited past, our adopted beliefs and superstitions, and what we have made them mean. We have made them mean. When we look inside with gentle, loving eyes at what we call the shadow, to accept it, love it, and forgive it, we are embracing our shadow, and there is that moment. At that moment, we will experience the wholeness promised to us with the life we live. And I'd like to close with this affirmation. I accept the all of me, the more of me, the hidden within me, and the not yet expressed of me. I walk in the light of love and truth as I express all the seen and unseen parts of me, and I am empowered to be strong and to pave the way for others to walk this path with me. I do so in pure, unadulterated love, and so it is. Namaste. Thank you. We are open. The prayer table is open for your prayer request, and I will hold the high watch.
Well, it is a day of change. Also, I noticed, can I just acknowledge very quickly about how we almost all got the memo about the blues today? Beautiful. Oh, I love it. Love it. You know, I cannot express enough how much I appreciate, number one, I appreciate Jenny Jean last weekend filling in while I had a little vacation from a birthday. So thank you for Jenny Jean. And, you know, today, okay, back to today. It is so rife with change and new beginnings and new openings and new amazing revelations. Very interesting that we close out a month with all of this newness. So there we go. There's another yin and yang in our lives, even today, living out. And one of the things about recognizing that this philosophy is right for you, even if you had been practicing it before without having a label for it, if that makes sense. You know, like you come here and all of a sudden you discover there are all these other people all around the world who think the same way that you do, and it's so great. And it opens up your whole world. So, congratulations to those who became new members today. And this song is for all of you. When I was a girl each week, Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is that everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best and barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath, 'cause I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second rate, hand me down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Yeah. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. Remember when church let out, how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. 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 It used to be a world half there, heaven's second rate, hand me down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Heather. I love that song. I love it. Good morning again. Before I start my talk, I just want to take a moment to pay tribute to the men and women who have given their lives while serving our country. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, and I would ask that each of us take a few minutes to stop sometime during the day and say a little prayer of gratitude for the men and women who gave their all. Thank you. Well, today our topic is lights, camera, action. I didn't change it. Bet I didn't use their stuff either. Yeah, I was looking for a story about actors or the theater, and I came up with this. As a young, aspiring actor, Peter O'Toole was overjoyed to have landed a bit part as a Georgian peasant in a Chekhov play. Although this script simply called for him to come on stage, announce, "Dr. Ostrov, the horses are ready," and exit, the ambitious O'Toole conceived of the peasant boy as a boy of steel, the future Stalin. He perfected Stalin's minor limp, made himself up to look like him, and carefully rehearsed the lines, imbuing it with a subtle nuance of proletarian resentment. On opening night, the excited audience was duly intrigued by the entry of the angry peasant who, turning to Dr. Ostrov, announced, Dr. Horsey, the Ostrovs are ready. So I guess even the best actors have moments that they would like to rewrite in their lives too. This lights, camera, action, I think most of us have heard this three-word phrase. And I don't know if you know this, but I did some research and found it was originally coined and used by the legendary filmmaker D.W. Griffith. Of mythical stature himself, Griffith took film into its own as an art form. So in the family tree of directors, you could say he's the trunk. One day, frustrated on the set and running out of time, Griffith started barking the orders: lights to re-spotlights on his actors, camera to roll the camera, and finally action to get things moving. So that's how the phrase started. In D.W. Griffith's time, there was no sound, so today filmmakers use a bit more sophisticated set of phrases, yet they're still quite similar to the original ones of D.W. Griffith. When I looked at these three words through the metaphysical lens, what came to me was, well, this is the creative process. This is the way spirit moves through us. Our thoughts, the ideas that light up our heart, are recorded or are filmed into our subjective mind and returned to us as the movie we call our life experiences. So let's see how we can use the metaphor of lights, camera, action to be the producers of our own Oscar-winning life. Okay. When a director calls the lights, it's more than a process of turning on lights. When D.W. Griffith barked lights, he meant to reposition them onto the actors so that they would be properly illuminated and the camera could then record the perfect picture. In spiritual terms, the word light refers to our inner capacity to perceive a divine idea and to assimilate it into our consciousness. Our founder, Dr. Holmes, tells us there is a divine imagination, a light that lighteth every man's path. Every great creator has found it, every great composer has found it, or it has found them. All great writing, great poetry, great music, great acting, and great everything is done under the inspiration of that thing, which is the only final writer, the only thinker, and the only doer there is. So when you and I have an idea that is in alignment with the attributes of spirit, that is, it is loving, beautiful, creative, joyful, and it excites us, that is the divine light, the divine idea that Ernest is talking about. And when we can keep sharp focus on that idea, then we set an intention which automatically begins the creative process. We talked about attention last week. We're going to do it again this week a little bit. Deepak Chopra says inherent in every intention and desire is the mechanics for its fulfillment. That's important. Intention and desire in the field of pure potentiality have infinite organizing power. And when we introduce an intention in the fertile ground of pure potentiality, we put this infinite organizing power to work for us. So just as every film has a script from which it is produced, you and I have a script for our lives. And most probably there are things within our lives that are not serving us nor in our best interest. We have all been influenced by our past experiences, as Melinda suggested, especially the negative ones. And depending on our reaction to them, they either became tools for our growth and unfoldment, or they become the blocks which hold us back. As we set new intentions for ourselves, we are directing the lights. We are shining them on our possibilities, on our strengths, our love, our connection with others. We are no longer focused on things we do not wish to appear on our stage. Rather, we are focusing our attention on those things which bring joy, fulfillment, contentment. So attention with intention, as I talked about last week, is a powerful combination. What we put our intention on grows stronger in our life. Intention is the energy that triggers that transformation. Dr. Deepak Chopra says the quality of intention on the object of attention will orchestrate an infinity of space-time events to bring about the outcome intended. So when we set an intention, we're looking forward to the future. So if in the morning I set an intention to have a loving, creative day, then I'm going to be looking forward to what unfolds in the future, even if it is only an hour from manifesting. Attention is present moment thinking. Where is our attention now? Is it on what I'm saying? Are we thinking about where we would like to have it, what we'd like to have as lunch? Are we focused on the physical discomfort of being too hot or too cold? Are we going over an argument we had with a friend or loved one? Wherever our attention is focused, that is what is being recorded by the camera of our subjective. When we have set an intention for the future and we keep our intention focused on it, then that is what we're recording. As we allow things to unfold without trying to figure out how this intention is manifesting, so we don't hold on to ideas of how we think it should work, then the organizing power of the universe must move that intention into form. In effect, we have assimilated a divine idea, our attention, into our own consciousness. So when we think of lights, camera, action, the lights are our intention, our attention, and our focus. The camera is a metaphor for our subjective mind, which is the sea of unlimited potential. Yet it works as law and appears limited because we do the limiting through our limited ideas. If we've focused our camera on a dunghill, then we cannot get mad at us for giving us the picture of a dunghill. The camera can't argue with us. The camera doesn't know what it's focused on. It can only reflect what we have focused it on. So it's a good thing to remember when somebody else is the real problem in your life. The same is true with our subjective mind. It has the capacity to create, but it can create only what we give it in thought, idea, and belief. Exactly like the camera, it cannot argue, it cannot suggest alternatives. It simply says yes to the thought that's been given. I don't think we realize how much we limit ourselves by what we say. You know, how often do we say things like, well, I can't afford that. I don't have time for that. I make so many mistakes. The economy sucks. You know, our political leaders are crooks. You know, and even if we think these things are true, what we are doing is keeping them in place by our self-talk. We are focusing our camera on the negative, and it's going to record it, whether it's in our individual life or our collective life. If we want a different experience, we need to focus our camera on a different idea. Ernest Holmes says, whatever we think, act, believe in, feel, visualize, vision, image, read, and talk about, in fact, all processes which affect or impress us all are going into the subjective state of our thought, which is our individualized use of universal mind. Whatever goes into the subjective state of our thought tends to return again in some condition, so we and we alone control our destiny. So as long as our light is focused on pure and beautiful intentions, and we keep our focus and attention on that, then the camera of our subjective mind will record these intentions and give them back as our life experiences. And that brings us to action, which is the final step of lights, camera, action. And action is the experience that comes back to us as a result of our attention, focus, and intention. It's the final piece of the creative process that first began as an idea. When we see it in action, it's the end of that creative process. We see it in our lives. Ernest Holmes tells us, because the whole of spirit is present at the point of our attention, it follows that the entire creative power of the universe is being individualized through that attention. This fact is of such tremendous importance that it should be thoughtfully considered over and over again. That is the key to demonstration. While contending with manifold problems of geography and climate in the building of the Panama Canal, Colonel George Washington Goethals had to endure the carping criticism of countless busybodies back home who freely predicted that he would never complete his great task. But the resolute builder pressed steadily forward in his work and said nothing. "Aren't you going to answer your critics?" a subordinate inquired. "In time," Goethals replied. "How?" The great engineer smiled. "With the canal," he replied. And Colonel Goethals had a dream and an intention and did not allow that attention to be diverted by naysayers, and the Panama Canal was completed in 1914, 2 years ahead of the target date of June 1, 1916. Colonel Goethals completed one of the greatest achievements in the history of engineering. Yet we are each involved in a great achievement, no matter our age or circumstances. We're all here. We're all here to express our greatness. Even if it doesn't feel great to us, there's a little greatness, in each and every one of us. And it's so beautiful when I look around and I see everybody here and I see the smiles and the blues and the other pretty colors. It reminds me that we are so connected. We are so one with each other. And that this means so incredibly much to me and to the world. And to the world. What we're doing here, we may never know. We may never know what we have given to someone else that changed their life. Dr. Michael Beckwith in Spiritual Liberation says the greatest artistic achievement is how we live our life. We are meant to live on the creative edge of self-discovery and self-expression. When we don't live by this mandate, we blaspheme the potential within us. Each of us is a co-creative being made in the image of the ineffable, and the primordial field of infinite possibility is within us. Not to activate this potential violates our assignment to be us and prevents the evolutionary impulse from flowing through us. He says, your creativity is the imprint you make on the canvas of your life and the lives of others. Be conscious of your creative anatomy. So you and I do. We harbor so much more than we can fathom. We have access to extraordinary energies and powers. As we set our intentions, keeping our attention focused on them, and with a healthy dose of good-natured flexibility, we can be conscious of our creative anatomy. Deepak Chopra ends his book, The Seven Laws of Spiritual Success, with these words, The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. We are travelers on a cosmic journey, stardust, swirling and dancing in the eddies and whirlpools of infinity. Life is eternal, but the expressions of life are ephemeral, momentary, transient. We have stopped for a moment to encounter each other, to meet, to love, to share. This is a precious moment, but it is transient. It is a little paragraph in eternity. If we share with caring, lightheartedness, and love, we will create abundance and joy for each other, and this moment will have been worthwhile. So the stage upon which we play our part is infinite in range and scope. It's filled with special effects. Just go look at the morning sunrise, or the evening stars, or the birds. We work with a cast of co-stars and crews, all together creating the performance of a lifetime. Truly the commands light, camera, action summon us to be all that we can be. They call us to our excellence, to our joy, and to our unique self-expression. May we play our part well. Thank you. Namaste.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, What a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed day, dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's perfect. Okay. So it's time for our offering. I was trying to think of what we did. We did the valley. David, do you remember what we did as far as the tithes last month? We did valley. Did we do valley assistance?
No, I think we did Friends.
Okay, Friends Indeed. And mobile meals. Friends Indeed and mobile meals. That's who our, every month we designate 10% of our Sunday offering for the community. And we've been doing a lot to the food bank, so we thought we'd change up a little bit and help some other people in the community. But I want you to know that that's you. It's 10% of your Sunday collection. So, okay, please join me in our offering affirmation. My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you to each and every one of you for letting us be a really beneficial presence, not only to ourselves, but to our community. Thank you. So we're going to close this portion out in prayer, and then please join us for refreshments and a chance, if you're new, please stay so that we can get to know you a bit better. Okay. I know that there is one life. It is a life of God that expresses through all creation. I know that there is one love. It's the love of God. It is who and what I am, as love, as joy, as harmony, as peace, as all the attributes of God. So I speak my word this morning from that understanding of who I am. And I call forth peace in places where there is none, whether that's in wars, or that's in homes, or villages. I remember Judy, one of her biggest comments was that she was a peacemaker. And that's our role, you and I, as we go forward. I speak my word for anyone that's having any kind of a challenge to know that the power of God is right where that challenge is. And I simply give thanks for being a part of this family, a part of this Sangha. And I release these words to the law of mind as we say together, and so it is. Okay. May we stand and sing stand.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are living a new world now. So let there be